We tend to think of the digital world as infinite. Software can be copied, scaled, and distributed to billions of users at the push of a button. But every line of code still has to run on a physical piece of silicon. And right now, that infinite digital ambition has ground to a dead stop against a very physical wall. This diagram illustrates what happens when demand breaks physics. In a matter of months, the explosion of generative AI models caused the consumption of digital tokens, the basic units of data these models process, to suddenly quadruple. The physical infrastructure required to handle that data simply was not there. This visualization captures the physics of the bottleneck. That ocean of computational demand is pressing against a single fixed valve, leaving millions of requests jammed at the entrance. Controlling that valve's flow comes down to two companies. The first is Nvidia, whose processors are the mandatory engine for training these massive AI models. The second is TSMC. They hold the near-exclusive capability to actually print the world's most advanced chips at an industrial scale. The AI race is fought with software, but it is completely gated by physical hardware. Right now, these two entities are the only ones capable of providing the exact physical machinery the entire tech sector is starving for. When the entire world depends on a single resource, the supplier gains the authority of a host at an exclusive table. They are no longer just fulfilling orders. They are deciding which companies get a seat and which are left to starve. By dominating chip design, Nvidia's gross profit margins have surged, jumping from 60% in 2019 to nearly 75% today. On the manufacturing side, TSMC matches that dominance. Their gross margin sits comfortably above 60%, roughly double the profit margins of generic contract foundries. Financial gain is secondary to the power of allocation. Because total manufacturing capacity is strictly capped, Nvidia and TSMC determine which tech giants receive their hardware first. Their shipping schedules can effectively fast-track a startup's development while leaving a competitor in the dark. Nvidia is even using its massive cash reserves to protect its own place in line. By pre-purchasing the bulk of specialized memory chips they will need for 2026 and 2027, they have locked down their own supply chain years in advance. High margins are a baseline. The real advantage is the ability to place a tax on the entire industry and control the survival timeline of every company trying to compete. Heavily capitalized software giants are trying to find an exit. Companies like Google are pouring billions into custom silicon to bypass the Nvidia toll booth. By designing hardware entirely in-house and tailoring it to their specific algorithms, Google estimates they can produce AI chips at roughly half the cost of buying them directly from Nvidia. But laying out a clever schematic is one thing. Translating that design into the physical reality of microscopic transistors at a massive scale is a different problem entirely. Every custom chip still relies on TSMC to actually build it. Even veteran hardware builders are stalling out. Intel, once the undisputed leader of processors, has struggled massively to match TSMC's advanced transistor density, and Samsung, a global conglomerate with massive resources, continues to lag behind in yield rates, the percentage of correctly functioning chips on a single production wafer. Infinite capital and software dominance are entirely useless if you lack the exact physical machinery required to print at the atomic level. The modern semiconductor manufacturing floor acts as an impenetrable fortress, keeping potential rivals locked out through the sheer complexity of its operation. If a competitor miraculously acquired the exact blueprints for TSMC's process tomorrow, they would hit a brick wall of time. Breaking ground, constructing the clean rooms, and calibrating the highly sensitive equipment takes an absolute minimum of 2 to 3 years per facility. Then there is the cost. When Elon Musk theorized what it would take to build a terafab, a hypothetical manufacturing network capable of fully challenging TSMC, the math was staggering. Executing that vision would require anywhere from $5 to $13 trillion. It is a price tag so severe that no single corporation, or even most sovereign nations, could rationally absorb it. These physical and financial realities mean the current market layout is locked in. The barrier to entry is effectively closed. Until the slow, deliberate pace of physical construction can catch up to the speed of software demand, the global tech industry remains a captive audience, surviving on whatever allocations this duopoly chooses to serve.